Are your braids poisoning you? Now, hold on. Before somebody snatches their bonnet off and throws it at the screen, I'm not here to cancel braids. Braids are culture. Braids are convenience. Braids are creativity. Braids are also, for a lot of women, peace. And as a doctor who spends a lot of time on the south side of Chicago, I'm telling you right now, I'm not about to disrespect something that's been a protective style and a protective statement for generations. But I am here to talk about protection in a different way, because protect your neck isn't just a Wu-Tang line. It's preventive medicine. And today we're talking about rope, specifically the P for pollutants in my favorite acronym, without fear-mongering, without shaming, and without pretending we live in a chemical-free Disney movie. So here's the promise. By the end of this video, you'll understand the mechanism behind why synthetic braiding hair has raised concerns, what the science actually shows and what it does not show, and exactly what to do if you love your braids and you're not giving them up. And if you're new here, hi, I'm Dr. Tony Hampton, family and obesity doc, meaning I spend my days looking for root causes, not just here's a cream, but why did this happen in the first place? Now, real quick, drop a comment and tell me where you're watching from. And if you or someone you love has ever had itching, burning, or irritation after getting braids. I want to see how common this is in the real world. Now here's the biggest mistake people make, is thinking the only problem is, are braids toxic? That's the wrong question. The right question is, what's the dose? What's the duration? And what's the route of exposure? Because in medicine, something exists is not the same as something harms you. Let's break it down. Synthetic braiding hair is often made from plastic-based fibers, commonly in the acrylic, monoacrylic family. And to make these fibers behave the people want, soft, shiny, less tangly, sometimes flame retardant, sometimes heat resistant. Manufacturers may use finishing chemicals, coatings, and additives. That matters because braids are not a 1-minute exposure. This hair sits close to the scalp and neck for weeks. It's handled for hours during installation. And for many styles, the ends get sealed using very hot water, sometimes heat tools. And in some settings, people still singe ends with flame. So we have 3 main exposure pathways I want you to understand: air, skin, and hand to mouth. Let's start with the air pathway, because this is the part most people don't talk about. When certain synthetic fibers are heated, they can release VOCs, volatile organic compounds. Think of VOCs like chemical fumes that can hitch a ride into your lungs. Now, here's where I'm careful with my words. Detecting chemicals in a product does not automatically mean you're getting a dangerous dose, but the mechanism matters. Heat can increase chemical release. That's chemistry 101. And braiding practices often involve heat. So if you're a braider, yes, the person doing the braiding, or you're getting braided, I want you to hear this like a doctor giving you a simple safety upgrade. Ventilation is not optional. Not because we're panicking, because we're reducing exposure. Open a window, use a fan, and don't hover your face directly over steam like you're blessing the braids. And if you're doing this all day in a salon, airflow becomes occupational health, not extra. Second pathway, the skin pathway. This is where I see patients. Some people get scalp itching, neck rash, bumps around the hairline, burning, even swelling. And that can happen for a few reasons. 1, the scalp is sensitive. 2, friction at the neck and hairline creates irritation. 3, tension plus inflammation is a recipe for trouble. And 4, some people, especially those with eczema or an atopic history, may be more prone to irritant reactions from synthetic hair. Translation: if your skin is already a little dramatic, synthetic hair can be the final plot twist. So if you're itching and burning, you don't get extra points for suffering. This isn't a character building exercise. That's inflammation. And inflammation is your body saying, hey, this is not working for us. Now, the third pathway, hand to mouth, which gets overlooked, but it matters in real life. Why? Because synthetic hair is touched a lot during installation and maintenance. And if you've got little kids who tug on braids, touch the ends, and then put their fingers in their mouth, that's a classic exposure route for many things in the environment. So even while the science continues to sort out real-world dose levels, basic hygiene steps can reduce risk without changing your whole life. Now let me give you the most important nuance. This is the part that makes this video different from everyday panic videos. Here it is. The science right now is stronger on chemical detection and irritation reactions than it is on proving long-term disease outcomes from braiding hair. So if someone tells you braids cause cancer as a definitive statement, pump the brakes. We don't have that level of proof. But if someone tells you there's nothing to see here, stop asking questions, no, that's also not acceptable. Because if a product category used heavily by specific communities has concerning chemicals detected and people reporting real symptoms, the response should be, let's investigate, let's demand transparency, and in the meantime, let's lower exposure like smart humans. Now, let's get practical. Here's my Braid Smart plan. Simple, realistic, and not dramatic. First, choose hair like you choose food. Less mystery, less weird smell, more transparency. If you open a pack and it smells like a chemical factory had a baby with a gas station, that's a clue. Choose products that are lower odor when possible. Second, prep the hair. Many people rinse or soak braiding hair before install. Some do vinegar soaks. Here's the honest truth. There's not strong research proving a vinegar soak detoxes the hair or eliminates risk, but rinsing may help reduce surface residues that irritate some people. So I'm not against rinsing. Just don't treat it like holy water. Third, upgrade your hot water dip. If you seal ends with hot water, do it in a well-ventilated area. Don't inhale the steam. Use a fan. And if you're a braider doing this all day, consider it like kitchen ventilation, because this is your job, your lungs, and your long-term health. Fourth, avoid open flame. If you're singeing synthetic hair with fire, you're increasing chemical breakdown and fumes. If you can choose other sealing methods, do it. Fifth, reduce neck and scalp irritation. If you're prone to reactions, consider less tension styles. Barriers at the neck like a scarf when hair rubs. Shorter wear time if symptoms start. And if you develop burning, rash, or swelling, remove the irritant and address the inflammation early. Because chronic inflammation anywhere, scalp included, is not the vibe. Now, quick pause. If you're getting value so far, hit like and subscribe and share this with somebody who lives in the braid chair. Not to scare them, to empower them. Because fear changes nothing. Knowledge changes everything. Now let's address the emotional and cultural piece because this matters. Hair is identity. Hair is confidence. Hair is expression. And sometimes people feel like when health topics come up, the message turns into, stop doing what your culture does. No, that's not what we're doing here. We're doing what we do with food too. We don't say never eat. We say eat smarter. So the message is not stop wearing braids. The message is braid smarter. And also push for better standards, ingredient disclosure, better testing, better oversight, because people deserve to know what's in products they wear on their body for weeks. Now let's zoom out and bring it back to the nest and rope. If you're eating ultra-processed foods all day, sleeping 5 hours, stressed out, and inflamed, your body has less resilience for any exposure. But if you're building metabolic health, better nutrition, strength, sleep, stress regulation, you're raising your body's ability to detox, repair, and recover. That doesn't excuse industry, but it strengthens you. So here's the bottom line. We don't have to choose between beauty and health. We don't have to choose between culture and science. We can demand transparency and reduce exposure and keep the style, because protecting your neck is a lifestyle. And if you want more videos that connect metabolic health, root cause medicine, and real life environmental exposures, consider checking out this video right here or subscribing to my channel right here. Thank you for coming to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one.